Okay, so we're gonna have a very unique race for today. A lot of people, we have quite a lot of people that are involved for racing, but we're gonna have quite a lot of new people about because quite a lot of people are not here today. Um, Last check of the attendance records, we have 19 confirmed going, 12 not going, and 3 possibles. So, a lot of activity for tonight's race. And this is where it gets interesting because today we are doing something different today. We are doing short quali instead of full, a sprint, and the race itself. And this is it. We are going to be racing at Imola. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Titan Ironwolf, back again here for today. Last week, we had a backup commentator because I was on vacation, but now I am back, fully relaxed, and let's get on with the show. So, last week, the RPL F1 boys raced in Jeddah, where it was won by Scyther, who not only picked up the win, but also got fastest lap. Luke got second place, and Maxwell, who was in Haas, stepped in for Ferrari. He finished P3. In the Drivers' Championship, Scyther, perfect so far. He leads with 52 points. Can he make it 3 in a row tonight? Who knows? Luke sitting in second with 36, and Owen sitting in third with only 18. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull has a 16-point lead over Ferrari, while all the way back in third place is Mercedes, 47 points behind Red Bull and 31 behind Ferrari. So, let's take a look at who is here tonight. So, let's take a look at our group. So, Mercedes, there's no change here. We have Cryptic and the Chiller. Red Bull, we have Scyther and Jack. Ferrari, Luke in it again, but Paulo, who's not here tonight, he is going to be filled in by Maxwell, who, like I said just a little bit ago, finished in third. Ads and Hunted make up for McLaren. Leighton and Wavy make up for Williams. Bonky and Haters are Aston Martin. PSR Boots, JPJF in AlphaTauri. Redfire Tiger going solo in Alpine. Owen also going solo in Alfa Romeo. While Term and Kostag are in the Haas. So 18 right now. 2 may be joining later on. We don't know. Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. Oops. Okay. So while everyone is loading up, now taking a look at some of these guys, let's see. So now, in my perspective, people I have not seen in a while. Well, Hunted is one that we have not seen in a long time. I'm safely assuming either was Season 5 or Season 4 F1 was the last time he ever raced in F1. Leighton in F1. Fingers crossed his internet holds solid. PSR Boots, a newcomer. I have a feeling he is a newcomer. Kostag, it's been a little while since he has raced in F1, mainly in F1 Tier 2. JPJF, he is definitely a newcomer. I am not familiar with him. Let's see. Anyone else I've missed? Wavy, in the Williams, so we'll definitely see how good he is today. Wavy coming off fresh from a P4 finish in Australia F2 feature. I was actually in party with Wavy for that, and he was very happy to have that P4. by the looks of it, Leighton is going to be the first car out. So I'm not sure how crazy qualifying was last week in Jeddah, but I can tell you that 2 weeks ago for the season opener, we had something unprecedented. We had 7 drivers DNF during qualifying. 6 in Q1 and 1 in Q2, which, like I said, is unprecedented. I think that's a new RPL record in that sense. But anyways, so Leighton is out on the track here at the Imola circuit, and let's see what he has as he makes his way through. The Emilia Romagna Grand Prix track. That's what it is. So, 19 corners it is. And Leighton goes through the last corner now to start his first flying lap. We go on board with him. He makes his way through that little nick of turn number 1. Now onto his way at the first chicane of turns 3 and 4. And he has spun it in turn 2. Ouch. That's very unfortunate. Well, that murders off him, so let's go on board with Owen actually now. Getting up to 205 heading into turns 2 and 3. Exiting out of number 4 now, right at 150 miles an hour. Very fast, very rapid. Gets up in the 8th, almost 185 into turns 5 and 6. Now into this little hairpin section of turn 7. Gets really loose, off into the grass. That's going to cost him quite a bit. And he has abandoned. Well, that's very unfortunate. Anyway, so it looks like Term is also abandoned too. That's not Jack and Scyther. They're on laps. I think this track is really getting a lot of these people. Getting quite a bit of these people, to be certain. And actually, Kostak just crashed right in turn 13. And now he's going backwards. This track is really catching some of these guys off. I will admit that. And red fire. 5-place grid drop for illegal blocking. That's a little interesting. So wherever Redfit crosses, he'll be getting 5-place grid drop. Huh. Why is this so quiet? Like, literally, someone's been screwing with the audio in this, because literally some of this stuff is so quiet. Huh. Well, that's game. Well, we get that figured out. But anyways, top 3: Luke 16-1, Jack only 400s off, and Cryptic about 3/10 off. So literally the top, well, now the top 4 separated by only 0.4 of a second. So Luke being top of the board, so he goes a little wide. Now here comes Scyther, ruins, smashes that apart with a 15.6. So, not sure if we are going to be getting 2 additional people, but if we are not, we have 18 drivers in this. Only the top 50, well, it would be short qual. If I was thinking from Q1, only the bottom 3 will be out, but this is short qualifying. So it's only an 18-minute session, and everyone's just going to try their best to get the fastest lap possible. And, oh, pirouette. I don't know. Did Scyther touch that wall? I don't think he did. I think Scyther just did a Vettel. A Hungary Vettel. I think that's what Scyther did. If he did, that was a really damn good save. I don't know if he did touch the wall or not. It looked like he might have, but it didn't. I couldn't tell. But that was a really good save by Scyther there. And that was right out of turn 9. Yeah, that was right out of turn 9 and 10 right there. That's where it happened, but really dang good save by Scyther there. Just wow. That's all I had to say is wow. I guess we figured out what happened on why Red Fire got the 5th-place grid drop. Reason being is because apparently Red was going slow to probably restart on a lap, and Term hung right behind him, thus getting Red Fire that penalty. So, I mean, not sure if that's the case or if we have to figure that part out, but that is off of what Red said in the driver's chat. So anyways, so top 3. Well, Scyther still leads. He just slightly. He didn't change his time. It still hasn't improved yet. But Maxwell actually has improved and has gone to a 15.8. And so far, only 4 drivers have yet to set a lap. That being JPJF, Kostag, Haters, and Ads. So those 4 have yet to set a lap. And meanwhile, a couple other people, being Owen, Wavy, and Leighton, they're gonna have to improve their lap quite a lot. I mean, because technically at the present moment, compared to Scyther, as Leighton has spun out again, this time in turn 12. Some of these corners are going to surprise some of these guys. That's just no question there. Let's go on board. Let's check out Ads, by the way. So Ads has had an interesting first couple of rounds. Was originally P10 last week in Jeddah, but unfortunately that was moved down to 11th because Red Fire got a timing glitch. But he did. He was one of 12 that crashed out of the race. He did finish P9 in Australia, so he has 2 points to his credit. And he has invalidated, so he's gonna have to try again. Haters, just about in the exact same boat. Like in that with Australia, he wrecked in Australia. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm sorry. Haters was the last car to cross in Australia, P8, and actually DNF'd in Saudi Arabia. So he is that one there. So Ads, by the way, sitting P13 in the standings, while Haters is sitting P10. So, not good there, and Haters has actually spun out. Now, again, in turn 12 and 13. So 12 and 13 is really catching these guys off guard. I mean, I just don't get why these guys are having such problems in those corners. It's GPJF, P13. So, not sure what is going on with some of these guys. They just can't get to grip in these corners. In some. Okay. Apparently, my controller decided to desync for a sec. Anyways, Haters back up on track. Jack, by the way, is now top of the board. Check that out. Quad 5, only for Scyther to break it away now. It's 15-2. Right now, looking at a Red Bull lockout. And, yeah, so Red Bull lockout. This will be the first of the season. Hasn't happened so far yet. Because it was a Red Bull and a Ferrari being the front row in the first two races. And we have one joining, and that is Alfie. So Alfie is here in the Alfa Romeo. Which means there's only one spot open, being an Alpine. Which would have been filled in by Egg, but Egg being Egg, he's just not around. Isn't around for it. But Alfie actually is not going to participate in this event. Is not going to participate, so he'll be starting dead last. Okay, so the sprint is a bit different than what it was last year in real life F1. Last year, the sprint was 3 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third. But in this case, and this is also for this game, we have the 2022 sprint rules, where the winner will be getting 8 points. And it'll go from all the way down to 8th place, where 8th gets only 1. Well, Hunted's not having fun at all. This time he spun out in turn 7. Haters is bailed to the pits. Term is up and about. He's got no wings, so he's gonna have to try again. Only 3.5 minutes left in qualifying, so we'll have to see what happens here. But anyways, Red Fire Tiger, the only person to suffer a penalty of 5-place grid drop, so he is currently right now P9, but after the 5-place grid drop, he will drop down to 14th. We'll have to see what happens here as we go along. So, this should be quite interesting to say the least. Here comes Cryptic. Let's see what he is capable of doing. I mean, Cryptic is just a hair above a 16 flat. But can he improve that time? Can he do that? As he comes across the line, and he improves. Well, he only switches with his teammate. 15-6. So he's 4/10 off the leader. And only 400 off of Maxwell's time. Actually, Maxwell, Jack, and Scyther are out on track. Luke is actually making his way out. So everyone's going to be coming out to at least get some real estate to get themselves started. So let's see. Well, who is first? Who's the first one? Looks like no, it's not JP. Is it Jack? Yeah, it is Jack. Okay, Jack is the front of this group. Once he gets into turn 7, once he gets into around the areas of turn 8 through 10, he'll run into some traffic, and I think that's either Ads or Hunted that spun out. What? Yeah, it is. Ads has spun. Yeah, it is Ads that spun, and looks like we have an Alpha that spun. That's Owen. Owen spins out just before turn 7, and Ads spins between on that little tiny straight between turns 4 and 5. But literally, that bowl section of turns 10 through 13, that's where a lot of these guys are going to get caught off, for sure. And it looks like Leighton has wrecked right between turns 6 and 7. So that's goodbye to him. Jack does not improve, but Maxwell does. Maxwell on top of the board. So Maxwell on top. And unfortunately, Scyther, he won't be able to get a lap down. He won't be able to get a lap in. And so does Hunted, and Ads has also lost it too. And he is just fooling around. So now, all eyes are on Jack. Can Jack do the upset? Can he take it? No, he cannot. So I think Maxwell is safe. Maxwell will get pole position. And Bonky has crashed. There goes Luke spinning in turn 9. In turns 9 and 10. So yeah, it's official. Maxwell gets pole. Very good job by Maxwell there. So Maxwell beats out the Red Bulls of Scyther and Jack. And unfortunately, Scyther and Jack are going to have to wait another week to get a chance for a front row lockout. So no surprise on one Ferrari and both Red Bulls being in the top 3. No surprise on the Chiller and Cryptic hanging close to the top 5. I mean, Luke being in P6, a little bit surprising to see him down there. But one of the big ones, a bit of a stauncher, is the McLaren team. Hunted and Ads. P18 and P16. So here is going to be your top 10 going into the sprint. It is Maxwell, Scyther, Jack, Cryptic, The Chiller, Luke, PSR Boots, Owen, JPJF, and Term will be your top 10. And then we'll go into the rest as we move on through. All right. Alright, so here we go. We are now going to loading up and ready to start off for our sprint. So the sprint is only 11 laps, so these guys will go the entire length on the entire length of this sprint on one set of tires, and most likely, given the short distance, it's most likely everyone will be on the soft tires. So, here we go. Off we begin for the formation lap. So, here is the grid for the sprint. So, it is Maxwell going to be on your front row with Scyther alongside him. Row 2, we got Jack and Cryptic making up row 2. The Chiller and Luke will make up row number 3. PSR Boots and Owen will make up row number 4. Okay. I don't get why Red's not demoted down to P14. You know what, I bet you it's for the race. It won't be implemented in the sprint. That doesn't make any sense. Well, anyway, so Red's in P9, JPJF is in 10, Term in 11th, but him and JP are going to be on cold as crap tires because they are DQ'd from the formation lap. Bonky and Layton make up row. Bonky is with Term in row 6. Layton and Haters make up row number 7. Wavy and Hunted make up row 8. Row 9, it is Kostag and Ads. And dead last is Alfie. Ooh. I guess also got DQ because he didn't move. So, everybody is on the medium compound tire. So, everyone's on the medium compound tire. They're going to be going the whole distance on this. So, most likely, I think with the tire deg as it will sit, I'm gonna safely guess. I'm gonna take a wild prediction, say between 25 to 29% is what the tire dig will be for everyone. So remember this, guys. The top 8 get points here for the sprint. Who's this fool? Just messing about. But anyways, so top 8 will be getting points here for the race. Okay, here we go. Lights come on. Horrible camera angle. And we're off and away for Imola. Off and away we go, and it's Scyther alongside with Maxwell as they make their way heading off into turn number 2, and a little bit of contact, and there goes Maxwell. There he goes, little contact from Maxwell between Scyther and Maxwell goes spinning to the back of the field and collected Bonky with it. And Alfie, being an AI, didn't even bother moving. He got DQ'd from the race immediately. But Luke now leads the way from the Chiller and Cryptic. Red Fire jumps 5 spots into P4. But Red Fire hanging on pretty nicely. He's sitting in P4. Scyther recollected back. He's in P6. Jack, his teammate, right behind in P7 and gets a little bump from JPJF. Scyther takes 5th place now. So a little contact between Scyther and Maxwell. Maxwell gets sent spinning backwards to the back of the field. And now, Maxwell's got a long way to go. It's the sprint, but literally where you finish in the sprint is where you'll be starting for the race. It looks like we have more trouble. That is termed as in trouble. He fell a long ways around. He's now got no wing. Poor guy. The poor guy's got no wing. That sucks. Anyways, here comes Maxwell. Slightly on boards. He goes on the outside of Wavy Knife. Gets himself into 14th. Now up against Haters. And it's a big jangle around. JPJF losing multiple spots now. He's up down in the P11. Battling against Leighton. And Leighton battling against Haters. For P12. And Maxwell jumps up into P13 now. It is a mess around the cars. In that, I mean, literally, it's starting to spread out just a little bit between the top 8. And then literally P9, P10, P11 having their little fight. And then literally everyone else having their brawl. And for some odd reason, apparently according to this, Leighton and Maxwell are a lap down. That's what their claim is. Now it's Leighton and Kostak, according to this, they claim to be a lap down. But JDM, Haters, and Bonky, Aston Martin is not having a good day at all. They're at the bottom of the field as DRS now comes into play, and Bonky in the background goes spinning in the penultimate corner. That's fixed it. There we go. Timing glitch there. Luke, by the way, 1.2 seconds clear of the Chiller right now, who's got Cryptic in tow. And Scyther hanging up into P4 right now. And looks like we have more trouble, and that is Maxwell again. Maxwell was getting up into P11, and now finds himself back in P15. Jeez, so Maxwell is just not having good timing at all. I mean, he was I think had a bit of a poor start on an exit, on a lights out, and then just got sent to the back of the field. And a little contact between him and Scyther. So as it sits right now, Luke is sitting on top. He's sitting with 8 points. The Chiller is sitting with 7. Cryptic with 6. Scyther with 5. Redfire 4. Jack with 3. Boots with 2. And Ads with 1 point. So those guys are actually in nice, comfortable positions, to say the least. Meanwhile, speaking of comfortable, Ads looking to put some comforting pressure on Boots. This is for P7, by the way, and Ads can just take it slightly easy. To be certain, because he is almost 2.5 seconds clear of Owen, who's in P9. Now looking just slightly further, looks like Scyther is knocking on the door for P3 against Cryptic. He's saying, "Hello, I'm here. I want to get by you." That's what he was saying. He's going like, "Ding dong, I'm here." As they come out of the last couple of corners here now. Turn 18. And, geez, he got that mini train going right there. But, I mean, Cryptic is going to be safe. He has the DRS, courtesy of his teammate. The question is Mercedes going to switch the cars up? I think in Cryptic's case, that the Chiller is not gaining much ground on Luke. So probably in Cryptic's case, it'll be like, yeah, you might need to let me by. I'm in trouble here. And oh, contact. Scyther gets a little too creative on the brakes. Got a little miscommunication, and he goes into P3, but with some damage. And just looking at the map briefly, Leighton spins out in turn 4. So Scyther up into P3, despite contact with Cryptic in turn 6. Now Cryptic is probably thinking, Why didn't the Chiller and I switch? Because now, the Chiller is going to be at the easy mercy of Scyther now. As these guys work their way around, and it looks like Ads and Boots actually get themselves clear. And now Red Fire versus Jack. And Jack up into P5. So Red Fire falls to P6. Which means once we go into the race, Red Fire will be starting P11. Now as we get back up to the front here, Scyther up against the Chiller. This is for P2, which is 7 points of the event. The Chiller is falling back to Luke, 2.2 seconds between the two. And Cryptic actually is starting to slightly catch up to Scyther, but they have a nice 2.5 second lead over Jack, who's sitting P5. Looks like PSR, Boots, and Ads have actually switched places back. Boots back into P7, Ads in P8, but they have a nice, he has a nice comfortable lead of 3.5 seconds over Owen. So Ads right now is looking at a P8, unless Maxwell has an answer to it, because Maxwell is up in a P9 now, as Scyther clears the Chiller for P2. So I do wonder, could they have, let's see, could, and oh no, Lucas spun out in turn 7! Luke has basically, in a sense, has done a Leclerc. Something goes wrong while he's leading. That's unfortunate. Speaking of which, Red Fire goes spinning like a top in turn 12. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, wow. Good lord. We had Luke spinning from the lead in turn 7. Then 5 corners later, Red Fire spins from P5. Jeez. But anyways, so Scyther inherits the lead. Cryptic takes P2 now. Jack is sitting in P4. The Chiller in P3. So the question is, can Cryptic actually reel Scyther down, as Hunted is just spun out in the hard chicane of turns 14 and 15. And Bongain late in switch positions, but there's only 4 laps left to go, and Scyther staying with a comfortable 7/10 lead over Cryptic. But remember, Cryptic is going to be Scyther will be gaining some ground in the straights, but it's the corners that will leave Scyther vulnerable because of that damage that he had with Cryptic earlier in the event. Literally, the gap is still roughly the same, only 7/10. So Cryptic is really going to have to do something to get fire back up on all cylinders. Looks like we have an issue in turn 13 that's wavy around, and the Chiller just retook second place. Not sure why the Chiller just retook for second. He knows he knew when he was chasing Luke, he couldn't catch him. Question is, can he actually reel Scyther in? My answer to that? Maybe, maybe not. But Anyway, speaking about reeling people in, as Wavy goes into the pits and has called it quits. So Wavy will be starting P18, Alfie starting P19. Maxwell, by the way, he is starting to reel ads in to try to get at least a point out of this. So now last lap, Cryptic was only 7/10 behind Scyther, and the Chiller was only 2/10 behind him, behind Cryptic. But now, Scyther, that lead has grown to 1.5 seconds. So, probably the Chiller getting past Cryptic may not have been a smart idea. So, with only 2 laps left, with only about 1.5 laps left, Scyther is on point to getting the first RPL sprint win in F1. And Maxwell has just cleared ads for P8, but there was a yellow flag there. So did ads have an issue? So that's not good for ads. He was doing very nicely, hanging in P8 for a long while. But unfortunately, that was done in by Maxwell, who was doing a nice recovery drive. Now that lead between Scyther and the Chiller, up by almost 4/10 now. So Cryptic is probably like, yeah, this is probably not a smart idea as they go into the final lap. I'm thinking, can Cryptic actually overtake the Chiller to take back P2? Yes, he is. He's thinking about it. Goes down the inside. But the Chiller says, nah, not happening. And I think Cryptic just got shoved to the grass by his teammate. And the Chiller got himself a 3-second penalty for track limits. Too many track limits. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, the Chiller's, I guess in this case, the Chiller's just looking out for himself. So there might be some tension in the Mercedes team. And speaking of people catching, Maxwell's catching up to PSR Boost for P7 down the inside in turn 10. Don't see that often. Coming up onto the outside. Oh, little contact. And Boots is just not letting him have it. He's gonna have to make him work hard for it, but he comes around the last corner. He's done pretty well. Took advantage of Luke's mistake. Scyther wins the sprint. The Chiller comes in P2, across the line P2, but Cryptic will take it. Will take P2. The Chiller P3. Jack finishes 4th. Luke, nice little slight recovery to get himself P5. Red Fire, same thing, P6. And Maxwell just misses P8 from Boots. And P9 and Owen P10. So Maxwell sent to the back of the field after contact in turn 2, and he recovers to P8. Nice job. Nice job on Maxwell's part there. So there it is, Scyther. So there's your results from the sprint here. Scyther is your winner. Cryptic second, to Chiller third, Jack 4, Luke 5, Redfire 6, Boots 7, Maxwell 8th. And that's your results right there for the sprint. And that's the points right there as we will be ready to load up into the race. Alright, so now we load up into the race. And we'll be ready to go. Alright, so here we go. Let's take a look at our grid now. So Scyther is the front row with Cryptic. The Chiller is going to have the second row with... Actually, no, let's do it this way. So backfield, it is TMG Alfie. He'll be in the back row. And then for row number 9, we have Wavy and Hunted. These were the only 2 retirements from the sprint, as Wavy just goes spinning. Oh wait, no, that's Hunted. No, that's Leighton, actually. Leighton and Haters make up row number 8. Aston Martin is probably hoping to recoup from some of their issues in the sprint. Row 7 is Bonky and Kostag. Kostag, been a little while for him in foray in F1, but he's doing okay. JPJF and Red Fire making up row number 6. Red Fire demoted from P6 to P11 from that 5-place grid drop for qualifying. Term and Owen make up row number 5. Ads and Maxwell making up row number 4. Maxwell's being able to snag 1 point in sprint. Row number 3, PSR Boots and Luke making up that row 3. Mary and Luke hoping to strike back after spinning out at the front. Jack and the Chiller making up row number 2. So this will be quite interesting to say the least. And the front row, it is Cryptic and Scyther. And that is your grid. So Jack, Luke, Red Fire, Term, Kostag, Leighton, and Alfie on the hard compound tire. Everyone else on the mediums. So, as everyone gets themselves into position, and we are ready to go. Hopefully. I guess Leighton broke the server. Oh, there we go. As we get the poor camera angle yet again, we're off and away, and it looks like Scyther gets a really good launch. Cryptic and the Chiller get the exact same as they make their way into turn number 2. Here comes Luke, maybe sneaking an inside look on the Chiller. No, he does not. He stays back. Maxwell hanging with ads. It looks like we have an issue in turn number 4. That is Hunted and Kostag around. So Hunted and Kostag go spinning in the first couple corners. But PSR Boots, by the way, started in P6. He's already up in the 3rd place now. PSR Boots actually doing pretty solid up against Luke, battling for P3, and the AlphaTauri gets ahead. Dang! PSR Boots is doing pretty good. I mean, some of these guys are on the harder compound tires. And oh, we got a big wreck. That is Red gone. That is Red gone with Owen. So, Red Fire out of the event, spinning in turn number 13. In turn 13, and crazily enough, no safety car. No safety car for that accident. And a bunch of people actually coming in. Kostag Kostak, Hunted, Wavy, and Owen all coming in. We'll get to see what happened to Red Fire. So have to see what happens. All I saw in the background was both him and Owen going around and crashing. That was the only thing I was able to see in the background, so not sure what happened. But we'll find out from Red Fire's words. Anyway, Scyther, 2.5 second lead over Cryptic, who's ahead of PSR Boots. PSR Boots has actually done a pretty impressive first start. And Radhead said that he's not sure if Owen hit his back because his throttle didn't light up. Well, he wasn't, so he's not sure who tagged him. He's not sure if Owen tagged him or they both went together. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to find out at some point later. But anyways, Jack and Maxwell battling it out for P5, and Maxwell gets ahead of the Red Bull. On the outside too in turn 18. That's pretty nice. That's pretty solid for him. As Leighton has actually come in as well. Leighton coming in early, I think because he has that damage. He's coming into the pits now. Yes, he is. New wing. Speaking of which, Hunted soft tires, Wavy hard, Owen hard, and Kostak's mediums. So, mainly with a lot of those guys, probably except for the hard compound guys, they may, those guys are going to have to stop again, but the hard tire guys, they might stay out for the rest of the race if they manage the tires pretty good. Red Fire disappointed. He was hoping for a top 5. So, unfortunately, Alpine, no points today. And especially Red Fire. I mean, Red Fire was railing off from a P4 in Jeddah last week. And unfortunately, no points today. Oh, there we go. So, Luke, is in 5th place. Maxwell's up in the P4 to chase down. He's going to be chasing down PSR Boots. Turn, by the way, in the Haas, said that the car doesn't feel too good as JPGF goes spinning, and so does Haters. So double pirouette for those two guys, and JP has quit. He's called it quits. He's retired on track. So, wow. And he has quit the session too. Wow. Very, very early in the event, and he is just flat out given up. Wow. Well, very unfortunate. So 2 DNFs, Red Fire crashing out. JP just pretty much in this sense, in the gaming world, has done a rage quit. Retired and rage quit after spinning out. I don't think there was contact between the two because Term was ahead of him, was clear ahead of him. And Boots has fallen to 4th as both Ferraris got clear. And now Maxwell looking to harass Cryptic. I'm actually torn. Do I cheer for my team, a Ferrari, or do I cheer my former teammate? Because I was Cryptic's teammate in F2 last season. Sorry, Cryptic. I'm cheering for the Ferrari boys. I'm cheering for Maxwell. I'm cheering for Maxwell for this. And Leighton has crashed. And this is in the pit entry. He's crashed. And no safety car still. So we have a second DNF wreck. And still no safety car. So we have one. So we have one out. So we have one. So we have one Alpha Tauri, one Alpine, and one Williams out of the event. And well, I don't think anyone's going to be able to pass because we're stuck in a permanent. Oh, well, we had a VSC apparently. Okay, we had a VSC. Okay, well, why didn't it say it was VSC? It just said yellows in sector 1, 2, and 3 with only a tiny bit of the front stretch not yellow. I don't get that. Well, anyways, well, we have a interesting pair way in the backfield. Owen and Wavy, way far back. They're just having their little fun. But as they go through turn 4, Scyther is in the penultimate corner. So Scyther is just running away with the lead. He is 5.5 seconds clear of second place. And speaking of second place, there goes Maxwell, sends it down on the inside, and he is through to second place against Cryptic. Very nice effort by Maxwell there. Now the question is, will Maxwell reel Scyther in? That's the question. I mean, Maxwell is quick, but is he Scyther quick? I mean, literally from Maxwell down to DeChiller, it's just a train. And Haters has crashed out of turn 6. And we have no safety car again. So our third DNF, our third wreck of the event. And no safety car. Just a VSC. We only have one VSC and that was it. So 4 gone. Scyther is still ahead. Now 6 seconds clear of Maxwell. And Cryptic. We literally from Maxwell down to the chiller, that's where the action is. And currently the tail of that group is the chiller. With a piece who's in P7 right now. And it looks like we have a spin in sector 3. That's in the chicane. That is Hunted that spun. Let's see it on the map. So literally, here's our top 10 right now. As we're going to be completing going to be starting lap number 8 of 32. So our top 10, it is Scyther, Maxwell, Cryptic, Luke, Boots, Jack, DeChiller, Ads, Term, and Bonky make up the top 10. And actually, Bonky, the lone Aston Martin, can he manage to secure some points for the Aston Martin team? Alfie hanging in P11, Kosag P12, Owen P13, and Wavy sitting in P14. Meanwhile, PSR Boots is up on the tail of Jack. I mean, Boots has actually been impressing so far. I mean, literally, he started P6 because of Red Fire's drop down, and he was up into P3 and actually attempting the battle for P2 in the opening 2 laps. I mean, yeah, he fell back just a little bit to P6, but he's actually holding his own. So for those that are just joining us, we had a 19-car field. Maxwell was pole in qualifying. Scyther won the sprint. Ads has now joined the 3-second penalty club. First person to join it in this race. Where was I on that? Yeah, and we've had 5 DNFs so far. We had Red Fire crash in turn 13. We had JP who spun out of turn 4 and just retired and rage quit. Leighton crashed by the pit entrance. Haters crashed on the exit of turn 6, and Hunted went to the pits and called it and retired. Just 2 laps ago. And so far, at this present time, Scyther is about 5 seconds from putting Kostag a lap down. So Kostag at risk to being lapped. And looks like Boots and DeChiller had a little scuffle. And DeChiller up in a P6. So looks like this little train is starting to fall away at this time. As we're on board with Jack. Jack hanging decently in the Red Bull. Is on the alternative strategy, being on the hard compound tire. So he is going to try for an alternative route. And it looks like Term has spun from P9 on the exit of the turn 4 chicane. And Alfie, while Term is getting back up to speed, Alfie takes P10. Now, Ads, even though Ads has that 3-second penalty, he is safe away from P9, so he won't lose any positions. He'll stay where he is. So Scyther is catching up to Kostag, as you can see right there on his onboard. That's the Kostag blip right there. As they make their way into turns. As he makes his way into turns 2, 3, and 4, Kostag pretty soon will be getting his first blue flag. He should be getting it right now. Yep, there he is. There it is there. So Kostag getting the blue flag. So Kostag will officially fall 1 lap down. Looks like Alfie just loses off, and he goes off the track, off into the gravel, overshot his braking point, and loses P10 back to Term. And Scyther on that chicane there just overtook Kostag for putting him lap down. And trouble somewhere. Is that Kostag in trouble? Is that Kostag in trouble on the exit? Or was it Maxwell that had an issue? I think it was Kostag. I'm safely saying it's Kostag. So, Luke up into P3. The Cryptic's trying his best to hunt him down to at least get that P3 back, but he's got Jacko right along with him. PSR Boost, by the way, trying to get himself into there. And Owen has spun at the exit of turn 6. And he will now join Kostag of being a lap down. Well, Owen, a lap down now. So now we have 2 cars lapped, and we're just about a third of the way through this event. Cryptic, unfortunately, out of range of Luke. And Jack will begin DRS, courtesy of, and there goes Kostag, and he has wrecked into the wall, and this could trigger a safety car. Okay, I guess not. And Jack up into P5, P4. I think safety car's turned off, I guess, or is it glitched? I guess safety car is very glitched because we've had 3 wrecks in within a bunch of the field and no safety car was triggered. But now we have 6 gone. So Boots is is in P7, losing P6 to the Chiller. That's currently the closest fight right now. What's his? Let's see. So they got pretty much the same ERS output. Scyther set the fastest lap, and it looks like Termus spun out again. This time in turn 13, same area that Red Fire has crashed. So let's see. Boots is actually doing quite solid, to say the least. I mean, sitting around in P7 right now. So you know, why don't we take a look? Who's got positions gained? Who's lost positions? So why don't we just take a peek at this? So currently the biggest movers and shakers. Maxwell up 5, Luke up 2. The Chiller and Cryptic lost 3. Boots lost 1. Wavy up 6. Bonky up 5. Alfie's up 9 spots. Term down 1. Owen down 4. And that's basically what the position change is up from there. And actually, Maxwell first to pit. So Scyther easily play it safe. He'll say, yeah, I think I'm okay with this. And Term has crashed at turn 13. And someone spun. Someone spun out. Az has come in too. What's that? Oh yeah, it was Wavy. Wavy spun out. So now Wavy and Owen, they're lapped. Term is done, which means Az right now sitting in P10. He's good to go. He's good to stay. He's good to get a point at least. Well, that is once Scyther and once Scyther comes in, then Owen and Wavy will get their lap back. That's for certain. But Scyther is staying out right now. He's still staying out on track as we are at the halfway point of the event. Luke and Jack staying out. They're on the hard tires, so they're probably going to stay out for probably till about 6-7 left in the event. And then he'll pit. Then they'll pit for Sauce probably. Anyways, Cryptic into the pits now. Goes onto the hard compound. And he is going to come out. I think he's going to come out just behind Maxwell and Bonky. Yeah, he's going to come up behind those two. There they come now. There's Bonky. There's Maxwell. So Cryptic is going to come out behind Maxwell in P8. Only 12 drivers left in this race. Two are a lap down, being Owen and Wavy. So currently at the moment, I mean, Az is definitely good to be in P10, to say the least. And actually, Maxwell and Bonkers just switched positions. Maxwell up to P6. So Scyther is comfortably ahead. Only 10 seconds clear of his teammate, who is on the harder compound tire. So, let's see. So, Luke's sitting P3. The Chiller has come in. So is PSR Boots. So, both these guys will be getting some hard compound tires. And Boots will come out. Let's see what they'll be as Maxwell goes up into P4. Bonky goes up to P5. Can they get ahead of Cryptic? There's Cryptic now. And Cryptic just gets ahead of his teammate. So Cryptic is up into P6, and Wavy had a spin on the exit of turn 7. And Wavy has wrecked in turn 8 and 9. And it is a safety car, and Scyther jumps to the pits. Picture perfect timing of that safety car. And so will Maxwell. Maxwell and Jack, they come out. Now, and Owen will have the lap. Will be back on the lead lap. So Owen is back on the lead lap. Scyther will come out to meet the safety car. Luke will go to second. There comes Maxwell. And he gets ahead. Oh, just so close. He almost got Jack on the exit. So Maxwell almost got himself into P2. Almost got Jack for second place. But now, because of this safety car incident, as Boots is going unique route, he's going for the soft compound tire. So that's an interesting choice. Owen comes into pits. He'll get some mediums. So yeah. So we have only 11 drivers left on lap 18 of 32. So here is your grid. It is Scyther, Jack, Maxwell, Luke, the Chiller, Cryptic, the Chiller, Ads, Bonky, Boots, Alfie, and Owen. That's who's left. And in regards to penalties, Ads and Luke have 3 seconds, while Alfie has 5 for speeding. Just look at Twitch chat. Term is not happy earlier when he crashed. He just went, this game is so... So Term not happy out of the event, so yeah, safety car might be coming in. What the hell? Who was that went off into the grass? Okay, well, anyways, well, group's still the same as they were. Alright, so we are entering lap 20, so just one more lap on the safety car and we'll be back on the racing, so I'll be right back. Alright, so safety car is in this time. And Groggers has entered the group. Just said that Red Bull Academy cracked. Oh, you do have 3 guys left. 2 in the top 2 and Boots leading. And Boots in P9. And speaking of which, Boots just got a 5-second penalty for bumping Bonky. So Scyther in control of the field. When will he go? When will he gun it? Well, he's off and away. He's off and away. Jack in pursuit. Don't forget, these guys switched their tires up. Jack on mediums. Scyther on hards. So Jack is in dominant chance to get that win. If Scyther will let him through, will he do it? Yes, he will. Jack takes the lead now. We're on board with Luke now, as him and Max will switch. So Luke up into P number 3, but don't forget, Luke's got that 3-second penalty though. So that is going to hamper his finish if he stays close with this group of cars. And Boots and Ads back in the fight again for P7. And Boots gets that P7. Nice work by him. And one guy I haven't talked much about, Owen. Owen was just not having fun. Just having issues in the early stages of the race. He's in P9. But anyway, so here we go. As we complete lap number 21, it is Jack, Scyther, Luke, Maxwell, Cryptic the Chiller, Boots, Ads, Owen, and Bonky. With poor Alfie ways away. And it looks like the Chiller and Cryptic have decided to switch spots. But here comes Boots on the inside against Cryptic, and he is through. Boots up into P6. Boots is on the softest compound tire, so he is going to be quite rapid through here, but can he make those soft tires last the rest of this race? Because they will degrade kind of quick. Boots is hanging up in the P6, so we'll have to see what happens here. But Boots is with the Chiller. This will be a fight for P5. No doubt for there. Bonky is actually trying to catch Owen to get into P9. DRS back enabled. Now Boots had DRS. He would easily get around the Chiller to get himself into P5. Here we go. So not much gap between Scyther and Scyther and Jack, by the way. Only half a second separate those two. Luke and Maxwell only separated by about a second. And the Chiller to Cryptic in P7, they're separated by 1.6 seconds. So we have at least four pairs of fights that could materialize at some point. Actually, maybe not. Maxwell is slipping back from the group while Luke is catching Scyther. So Luke catching Scyther to put himself into the mix to possibly go for a win. Maxwell sitting in P4. Here comes Boots on the outside. Gets around the Chiller. Says thank you very much. I will gladly take this. And Boots up into P5. While Bonky attempted a move on Owen, but couldn't make the execution stick. And Bonky will have to wait just a little bit. We'll have to wait another lap to try again. Az is hanging on pretty good. Hanging up into P is still hanging P8. Now that's actually where he started, to say the least, and Luke just got himself another penalty. So Luke up to 6 seconds of track limit penalties. Very unfortunate for Luke. So factor in that 6 seconds. Luke, at the race finish right now, Luke would fall to P6. Luke will fall to P6 because Boots has a 3 second as well. So Luke with 6 seconds, Boots with 3, Ads with 3. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Boots has 5. I forgot. Boots has 5 for Bump and Bonky. So let's see. So by looks of it, yeah. So Boots will fall to P. Yeah, so Boots will fall to P7. Luke will fall to P6. Maxwell will take P3, while the Chiller and Cryptic take P4 and P5. That's what it looks like at this present time, but that can change at any point. Meanwhile, as we're on board with Cryptic, he's only 4/10 off of the Chiller, so maybe Mercedes might switch up again. Luke, by the way, trying to get into that 1 second deficit to get up with the front two, which is the Red Bull pairing. And actually, Jack's lead might come to an end because Jack is not pulling away like they hoped, and Scyther will retake the lead. So Scyther retakes the lead. Jack will have to settle for second for right now.
And Jack has the fastest lap right now. Jack has the fastest lap, but only half a second clear of him. So here's the gap to the leaders right now. So literally, lowest of the low is Alfie, 50 seconds behind Scyther. So here's your group here. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think there's anyone that stands out. I don't think there's anybody that stands out as driver of the day for this event. I don't see any standouts for right now. I mean, Scyther and Jack are doing their own thing. Same with Luke. I mean, Maxwell is most likely probably the only one to be contendable for it. But then again, that was for his sprint comeback. I mean that's what it will be. So Maxwell will just have that, just driver of the day for the sprint. But I don't see anyone that stands out for. I don't see anyone that will stand out for driver of the day in this race. But Boots and Cryptic took the places from the Chiller, so the Chiller falling to P7. Boots is still on those soft tires. I mean, how are those things not falling off the cliff right now? I mean, once these guys cross the line, there's only 5 laps to go, and Bonky has crashed in turn 7, and that triggers a safety car. So the last safety car of the event, this is gonna be quite a predicament. So we now have 10 drivers left. Alfie and Owen, the Alfa Romeos, will be getting points. But yeah, wow, I just got no words. And oh no, Jack just got himself a speeding penalty. That is unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. So Scyther stays out. So Scyther, Maxwell, Cryptic, and Boots all stay out. And Jack, down to everyone else, are pitting. Well, now the question is Alfie going to do it too? Is Alfie going to come in, or is he staying out? I mean, given how close to the end of the race we are, if I was Alfie, I would stay out. That's what I would do if I was Alfie. I wouldn't want to take a chance of it. Well, actually, he is going to go in. Alright. I mean, Alfie is getting a point regardless where he is. So, he's good there. So, yeah, so this is going to be a unique turn of events. So, Jack, Luke, the Chiller, Ads, all on sauce, so with Owen and Alfie. Those guys are all on the soft tires. But just bear in mind on this, though. So, Luke has 6 seconds of penalties, track limit penalties. Ads and Alfie have 3. And both Jack and Boots have 5. So, Jack was for speeding in the pits, and Boots was for bumping Bonky. So that is unfortunate to say the least. We'll be going back to green very shortly. It'll be a 2-lap sprint to the end. So we'll see who is going to be on top of this group once the race is over. So safety car is in this time. Here we go. So Jack. So Scyther leads from Maxwell, Cryptic, Boots, Jack, Luke, the Chiller, Ads, Owen, and Alfie. Let's see who will do it. So here we go. And off we go. And Maxwell gets caught sleeping on the restart. That's not gonna help. Here comes Jack on the inside, on the outside, now inside. Gets himself into P3. Luke follows with him. So Scyther running away with the lead. And Maxwell, sleeping on the restart, is almost a second behind already. Here comes Jack on the inside maneuver. On the inside, and he's, oh Lord, close, pretty close, but Maxwell staying in P3, but Luke is there too, and looks like out spun in the mini straight. Here comes Luke now. Can he clear his teammate? Yes, he does. The Chiller saying hello. How are you? I'm here now, and he is getting himself up there. Now Jack gonna say hello to his teammate. He's on the much fresher tires. So Scyther is gonna, let's see what happens as they enter the final lap. There we go into the last couple corners. Scyther does have the lead, but remember Jack, 5-second of penalties. Luke, same scenario, but with 6 seconds. So this is gonna really affect the grid here. Because effectively, the Chiller versus Maxwell, this is a battle for P2 right now. As we enter the final lap of this event. And Maxwell holding his own to keep the Chiller back. This is net P2 right here. As they come on through into turns number 5 and 6, Maxwell, I mean literally, the guy was pole, went to near last in the sprint, recovered a P8, and now this guy's gonna net for P2. And there they come out of the last and the end of sector 2, now into the bowl. And the Chiller is just putting on a ferocious amount of pressure, but it just can't be done. Maxwell is just holding his own, being too good. This is his last chance to get the chance. He's gonna have to do it in this braking zone here. Can he do it? No, he cannot. So as he comes out of the final corner, he won the sprint, and now he's going to win the race itself. Scyther wins, has won in Imola. Maxwell goes up into gets those positions there. Maxwell P2, the Chiller P3, Cryptic 4, Owen P5, Jack and Luke P6, P7, Ads finishes P8, Boots will be P9, and Alfie gets his first point. He will finish P10. Wow. I think without those penalties, this race could have gone much different, to say the least. So Luke crossed the line P3, but falls to P7 because of penalties. Jack, same scenario. P2 he finished, but dropped to P6 after penalties. So Scyther, 3 for 3 in this event. Well, technically, if you follow the sprint, he's 4 for 4. But Scyther basically on a streak. I do wonder if he'll keep that going next week, though. But as the celebrations kick off, Scyther, your winner. Maxwell, nice job for P2, and the Chiller P3, good podium for him. So there it is. There's your end of the weekend. Scyther top of the board, 33 points for this event. DeChiller second with 21. Cryptic and Maxwell tied for third with 19 points. That is the totals from the event there. So there is your finishing order here. So Scyther is your winner. Maxwell second place. DeChiller third. Cryptic 4. Owen 5th. Jack gets fastest lap. He's P6. Luke P7. Az P8. Boots P9. And Alfie wraps up the field in P10. So here we go. So that will conclude the stream for tonight, and the racing gets interesting next week. So round 4, Friday, F1 Tier 2 will be taking on the streets of Baku. F2 will be racing around the Hard Rock, that is Miami, and same applies to F1. We're going to Miami, lads. So, from RPL Streets, this is Ty and I will saying good night and have a great one. Oh, and last piece before I go.